Exactly 2 years ago, I released one of the most popular top 10 videos I've ever put out, the top 10 most expensive cards from Evolution set. It was so popular that the following year, I did a re-evaluation of the new top 10 most expensive. So this year, I would like to do something a little bit different. We're going to take a look at the video from 2 years ago, analyze each of the cards that I put in that top 10 list, including the honorable mention cards, and then we're going to compare them all to today's prices. Did any of these cards actually sustain their value, or did each one of them plummet in price? We're about to find out. But before we find out, don't forget to be a subscriber, and don't forget to give the video a like on your way out, and please support the channel in any way that you can, whether it's being a channel member, using my eBay affiliate link. I appreciate anything. It really helps, so thank you so much in advance for doing that. So let's start this video out by analyzing the cost of a booster box nowadays. Now, a year or two ago, this booster box went from $100 to over $1,000 in value. And nowadays, the auction prices for a legitimate Evolutions booster box seems to go for an average of $700 to $720. So let's take a look back 2 years ago to the number 10 most expensive Evolution card sale, which was the Mega Charizard EX, that in PSA 10 had sold for about $220. Nowadays, this Mega Charizard EX still sells for about $71. And to be honest with you, for as many of these Mega Charizard EXs that have been graded, and as many as them that are PSA 10s, I am actually quite shocked that it still goes for this much. The number 9 most expensive Evolutions card of 2020 was the reverse holographic Gyarados, that at one time was selling for about $240. However, a lot of the reverse holographic cards from Evolution set did not age well in terms of value, as nowadays this reverse holo Gary sells for about $40. The number 8 most expensive sale from Evolutions was the Mega Venusaur EX Full Art card that was selling in auction for about $242. Nowadays, this card sells in auction for about $51. So much like the reverse holographic Gyarados, this Mega Venusaur EX did not sustain its value. The number 7 most expensive card 2 years ago was the holographic Gyarados, that in PSA 10 was selling in auction for about $255. Nowadays, not too shabby. You can still get about $100 out of one of these bad boys. A lot of the regular holo cards from this set didn't do too bad as far as their aging process over the past 2 years. This Gyarados still sells, like I said, for about $100. The number 6 most expensive card was the reverse holographic Pikachu, that was selling pretty consistently for about $275. And like I just got done saying, the reverse holos from this set just don't hit like they used to, as a reverse holographic Pikachu in PSA 10 sells nowadays for around $41. The number 5 most expensive card at one point was the Mega Charizard EX Full Art card, that is a PSA 10 was selling for around $285. Nowadays, it still sells for around $110. This and the regular holo Charizard were two of the most popular cards from this set. You can still get over $100 for this card as a Gem Mint 10, so not too shabby. The number 4 most expensive sale was a regular holo Zapdos, that in PSA 10 was selling in auction for $365. But the Zapdos turned out to be a lot easier to grade than anticipated, as nowadays a PSA 10 copy sells for only $33. So we're looking at over a 90% decrease for this particular graded card. The number 3 most expensive card was the PSA 10 holographic Mew, that 2 years ago was selling for $396. And this sale right here does not do this card justice, because a few months after the sale, this card was selling for over $700. However, in today's market, this holo Mew in PSA 10 sells for around $143. Although I still believe this is the prettiest card in all of Evolutions. The number 2 most expensive card was the reverse holographic Charizard, that in PSA 10 was selling for a staggering $920. It has come down a bit since then, as nowadays a PSA 10 copy still sells for around $345, which is still a pretty nice price for this card considering how many have been graded. This is the number 2 most expensive at the time. Now folks, let's go over a few of the honorable mention cards from 2 years ago. The Full Art Brock's Grit Trainer card was selling for about $150. Nowadays this card sells for about $52. The Misty's Determination in PSA 10 was selling for over $200 at one point. Nowadays, sells for about $57. The Charizard EX, which is a reprint from Flashfire set, used to sell for about $200, now sells for about $75. And the Mega Blastoise EX full art card had once sold in auction for $198.50. Nowadays, it still sells for about $81. The Flying Pikachu Secret Rare used to sell for about $140. Nowadays, sells for about $29. While the Surfing Pikachu in PSA 10 used to sell for about $125. Nowadays, sells for about $32. The Full Art Dragonite EX used to sell for $162. Nowadays, about $57. The Full Art Mewtwo EX had sold in auction for about $157. Nowadays, sells for about $62. And lastly here, we saw a reverse holographic Ninetales 2 years ago in PSA 10 sell for the price of $213, but this card has not aged well at all, as nowadays you can pick one up for around $30. And the number one most expensive card 2 years ago, and still the most expensive card today, is the PSA 10 Charizard Holo, which at one point was selling for around $2,900, nowadays still sells for around $1,800. And the reason why it's still going for that much is because A, it's a base set Charizard artwork, and B, it is really difficult to get this card in a PSA 10. There are like thousands upon thousands of PSA 9s and below, and only a few hundred 10s that exist, so there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, folks. I love Evolutions. It's one of the most popular sets of all time, I believe for good reason. Let me know what you thought of this list. Let me know what you thought of these decreases in price. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you all in my next one.